Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am AdamMcKola and this is 5 players I think could be great again under Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United. In this video, I'll try and spread a little bit of positivity. Some of you guys might think it's delusion. That's cool. You can let me know in the comments below. But it's depressing being a Man United fan right now, isn't it? The season is sizzling to an end, a flat end. We've got nothing to play for. We're Europa League team next season. And all we're waiting for right now is the new season to get underway under Erik Ten Hag and him to hopefully work his magic. In the meantime, we've got to watch our nearest rivals, Man City and Liverpool, fight it out for absolutely everything. It's a horror show. So let's try and bring some positivity to proceedings here on the channel today. And this is 5 players who I think could be great again under Erik Ten Hag. Now, the rules here are obviously they're players that are currently at the club. We'll speak about potential signings in a later video. This is strictly players who are at United. In at number 1, you won't be surprised to hear me say this, Jaden Sancho. Now, I actually think he's been pretty good for Manchester United this season. He's been the, after De Gea and Ronaldo, probably the best of a bad bunch for Manchester United. And he's shown glimpses of the player that we hope he can be for Manchester United, playing on the left, playing on the right. He's linked up well. He's got a few goals. He's looked good. Now, not the numbers that he got at Borussia Dortmund, but he's looked good at times, and we know he can be much better. And under Erik Ten Hag, who has got a great track record with wide players, I mean, look what he did for Ziyech, and then you've got the likes of Antony coming through now. He's worked well with wide players. He's got them fulfilling their potential and developing and getting numbers. And Jaden Sancho is someone that I think will thrive under him because he'll be allowed to play football under him. One of the things for Jaden Sancho has been, a lot of the times he's looking for passes and moves that simply aren't on because other players in the team aren't on his wavelength. Now, I think after some coaching from Erik Ten Hag and a few months of that, maybe a little bit longer, I think eventually the team will get up to the speed and you'll see more of and the best of players like Jaden Sancho. So Jaden Sancho for me had to be number 1. In at number 2, again, you might start throwing tomatoes at me on this one. I don't know. But I think Bruno Fernandes could be great under Erik Ten Hag. He got his 50 goals for Manchester United already since joining the club. He started like a house on fire. He was amazing. He had a great impact when he arrived. Now, in the last season, he's been frustrating. Towards the back end of last season, he was frustrating. And he started to do things which are like, I was going to say uncharacteristic, but they become a characteristic of his play, where he's just wasting possession or booting the ball away or playing really low percentage passes. And you're thinking, what's going on with Bruno Fernandes? And I actually think, with a manager coming in who's going to coach the team, who's going to drill the team tactically, that will hopefully hone Bruno Fernandes, cut some of that annoying stuff out of his game because he won't be so frustrated because we'll have options when we're on the ball, because we'll be drilled in a manner that allows us to have options, and therefore he can focus on just getting goals and assists rather than trying to rescue the team all the time and trying to be a hero and trying to shoot from the halfway line or 30 yards out and it going into row Z. I genuinely believe he could benefit massively from some coaching and from some direction because he's one of those players for us who's going to be huge, signed a new contract. It's going to be integral to the team going forward. And I genuinely believe Ten Hag can get even more out of him and just take away a little bit of those rough edges as well. Number 3, it's the forgotten man. It's Donny van der Beek. Now, Donny van der Beek and Erik Ten Hag have had a great relationship at Ajax. Erik Ten Hag got great things out of him. They got to a Champions League semi-final together. Donny van der Beek has played his best football under Erik Ten Hag. And by that, I think it's an easy inclusion in this one. I don't think Man United will now sell Donny van der Beek in the summer, which was looking like a possibility. I think with Erik Ten Hag's arrival, with us needing to bring in so many players, with us not yet seeing the best of Donny van der Beek at the club, and with a coach that knows how to get the best out of him, I kind of feel like it's a no-brainer to keep him this summer, because if you've got a coach that knows how to get the best of him, what's the point even signing him in the first place if you're going to give up on him now? Do you know what I mean? So I think, especially with the amount of transfers that have to be done, now you could look at it on the flip side and say, well, Donny van der Beek's someone that will demand a transfer fee and we can reinvest that into the team. But I do think there's enough quality there. There's enough, positional awareness of Erik Ten Hag's system and the way he wants to play, and having 1 or 2 players that knows what the manager wants will help the team obviously move forward and hopefully progress quicker as well. So I think Donny van de Beek's someone that could finally get his chance at Manchester United, a proper chance on a consistent basis, and maybe under Ten Hag we'll see the best of him. In at number 4, again, I'm prepared to die on this hill, and again, you're probably gonna give me absolute pelters in the comments, but Marcus Rashford, similarly to what I said about Jaden Sancho, Erik Ten Hag has got the best out of some of his wide players and got them performing well. I also think Marcus Rashford is kind of like a symptom of where Man United have been over the last few years. We saw Juan Mata leave. He joined the club at 25. You know, we saw him play his last game at Old Trafford. He's leaving this summer. And it's a player there that we wasted. Now, Juan Mata's footballing ability is incredible, but we wasted him at this club. Not having a culture, not having a style of play, not really having a great coach, changing managers all the time. We never really brought him into a system that would get the best out of him. And I think we're starting to see a lot of players where we start to go, these lot ain't good enough. But I think it's a result of the culture at Manchester United, the chopping and changing of managers, just not having a clue of what's going on and the lack of leadership. And someone like Erik Ten Hag coming in will hopefully get everyone focusing on their football, will hopefully get everyone moving forward. And I truly believe Marcus Rashford will get back to his best. That player that scored 20 goals plus back-to-back seasons, hopefully now when you see him every now and then, you think, oh my God, what's happening? And I've been one of those that has criticised, and he doesn't deserve to start for Man United at the moment. You can agree with all those things though, and say he's been poor, he doesn't deserve to start, he's not been good enough, etc. And also think that the new manager could get more out of him, could get the best out of him, and get a little bit of confidence into him. And I'm hoping that's the case with Marcus Rashford. You don't cash in on him. We never bought him for nothing. And look, imagine we ended up selling him, I'd look real stupid. But why would you cash in on him? You never paid for him. You've got a player there that can probably get you 20 plus goals a season if you get it right. So why would you give up on him now? After really, I know his form wasn't great last season, but the numbers were good. One bad season. I just think it'd be rough to do that, especially in a season where we've chopped and changed managers. The whole team's just seemed to switch off. There's been just seems like a shit show at the minute. I wouldn't give up on Marcus Rashford just yet. And I think Ten Hag could revitalise him. Now, in at number 5, I've kind of gone for 2. It's a 2-for-1 this. I've gone with Hannibal Mejbri and James Garner, because I think one of or both of these will become a regular fixture by next season. So not the coming season, Ten Hag's first season, but Ten Hag's second season. I think one or both of these guys will become a fixture of that team. They both have the quality. I think they're both edging towards that period of time where they're going to be ready for first team football. We'll see a lot of them in pre-season. I think we'll see a bit of them in the campaign coming up. But I truly believe under Ten Hag's coaching, under a coach that's forward thinking, going forward, that relies on younger players as well, and he's going to have to rely on younger players because we're not going to make a whole host of signings. I think Hannibal Mejbri and James Garner are probably 2 of those that could really, really benefit from that. So I'm going for Garner and Mejbri as my number 5. Now, you guys might think there are other players, and I kind of thought of Varane, Lindelof potentially, because I think, if Ten Hag gets it right, we could see some improvement in defence. I think Ronaldo, look what Ten Hag did with Haller, I think Ronaldo will continue to get goals, but he'd play well for any manager. Ilanga's another one that could benefit. Fred's another one that could benefit. Maybe Delo, but those are the 5 that I've gone with, 5.5 that I've gone with. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Am I being overly optimistic? Am I too giddy? Am I deluded? Let me know in the comments below. Or you might agree with me. And I'll see you later. Make sure you subscribe. See you in a bit.